Hi, this is Grant from Real Edinburgh here. One of the things I get asked quite regularly is about the product range that I've actually got here. So I'm going to try and take you through today what some of the main products actually are and exactly what you can expect from them. So to kick off with, what we've actually got here is a standard matte print. This is A4 in size, that is roughly 12 by 10 inches or so, 12 by 8 maybe. I would always advocate using matte prints. They tend to be better under glass. However, if you really want gloss, I'm happy to supply you with gloss. These range for this size at about £19.99 to start with, right up to 40 by 30, which, to be honest, is the biggest a framer will normally be able to handle for you, which comes in at £79.99. Now, this is just the basic product. If you actually want to hang this on the wall, you're going to have to mount it, you're going to have to frame it. Framing I can handle as well. We'll go into that in a wee second. Now, if we just bring the GoPro over here, I'll try and show you a wee bit closer what sort of detail you can look at. The light's not the greatest in here, but that is pretty much what you're going to get for one of them. Okay, so that's the matte print, and now we'll move on to canvas. So now we're on to the canvas prints. This is an A3 canvas. Canvas is by far the most popular product we do. The easy thing about canvas is a couple of panel pins in the wall, up it goes. That's you done. No framing, nothing. All canvas comes supplied already pre-stretched on a wooden frame. If we just lift up, you can see that there. This one is actually a 25mm frame, and if we flip it over, you can have a look at the back, you can see how that's actually made up. Now, what we've got on this, if you have a closer look there, is you can actually see the image actually wraps right the way around. And that's called a gallery wrap. Now, with the gallery wrap, we'll have to be careful that key elements of the image don't actually fall into the wrap. If that's a problem, what we can do is a mirror wrap, which basically puts the entire image on the front of the canvas, and then we mirror the edges into the sides. Generally, you can't tell that that's what's actually happened. Now, if we try and bring the GoPro in, we'll try and see if we can show you roughly what sort of quality you get with these. The quality is actually pretty good. A lot of the other suppliers, your photo boxes, SnapMad, whatnot, they all use a canvas that is quite a thick, sort of heavy grade. This is quite a fine grade canvas, and I think it actually retains a lot more detail than some of these other ones you get. Now, these range again from £19.99 at the bottom end of the market for the A4s, which comes on a 25mm frame, exactly the same as this one. A3s will also come on a 25mm frame. Anything bigger than that comes on a 32mm frame, just so it has some structural rigidity. Postage is free on anything from A2 and upwards. The largest size standard that we can do at the moment is A0 at £79.99, but we should also be able to handle any bespoke requests. That is, we can do up to 6 feet wide, panoramics, squares. Basically get in touch and then we can discuss what your requirements are. Now we'll move on to the frame print. And so here we are onto the frame product. Now, this is one of my own frame prints. This is 30 by 20 inches in size. Now, this one has the standard framing option that I'll use unless requested otherwise. It's roughly an 1.5 inch frame. It's a black wood grain effect with a 2-inch off-white mount. Now, it's just the standard matte print that we showed you earlier that's underneath that. This one's been framed with glass. If you want me to ship the prints to you, they will be framed with plexiglass, just purely because 9 times out of 10 the couriers will break it if I try to send glass. The plexiglass is pretty good, and once it's up on the wall you'd never know it wasn't actual glass. Now, we can do all sorts of sizes in this, right up to 40 by 30. That's about the biggest size we can handle in a frame print, but we can do all sorts of custom bespoke sizes. As a rough rule of thumb, an A3 is going to cost about £85, an A2 about 105. At this sort of size, a 30 by 20, you're looking at the £150, £160 bracket. Obviously that might change depending if you pick different framing options. These take approximately 2 weeks to get ready from the order and the print, to get them into the framers, to get it turned around, so it's not a product that you can just order and pick up straight away. We do need a wee bit of time to get these ones ready, but I like to think that this is the premium product and this is the one that I would really recommend. If there's anything about the ordinary that you're looking for, any images that maybe need a wee bit manipulated, quite happy to turn things into black and whites or whatever like that. Happy to look at custom sizes, possible mounting 2 or 3 different images in the same frame. Anything's really possible. Drop me an email at richie.grant@googlemail.com and we can take it from there. Thank you very much.